Hello guys, welcome back to my kitchen. So today what I have for you guys is some delicious Jamaican style saltfish fritters. So if you're interested in these type of videos, keep on watching, man. Alright, so here I have around 2 cups of flour, and I'm just going to add 1/4 teaspoon of paprika. So I'm just going to add it here, and then 1/4 teaspoon black pepper, then around 1 teaspoon all-purpose season. You don't have to put the all-purpose season, but I like the flavor that the all-purpose season gives me. So what I'm going to do now is use a fork, and I'm just going to mix in all my season like this, and ensure that all of it is combined with the flour. Mix into the flour. Okay, just like that. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to move on. Here I have some sweet pepper, green sweet pepper, some tomatoes, and I'm using the skin of the tomatoes just for color. I'm using a red onion. Normally I would use half of the onion, but now I'm using all of this because it's small. I'm using some green onions also, otherwise known as scallion. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to use my scallion like this, and I'm just going to give it some rough chops. I'm just going to give it some rough chops, and then I'm just going to add it here in my blender. Okay, so here I have my saltfish, about ½ pound of saltfish. So what I did before I started boiling my saltfish, I rinsed my saltfish in some cold water, and then just to remove the excess salt, and now I boil it for 5 minutes. So now what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to allow my saltfish to cool down. I'm going to put it back under the cold water, just to allow it to cool down a little, then I'm going to pick it. Okay guys, so here I have my tomatoes, and I cut them in small cubes, and I'm just going to add them. And I'm using around, I have added my tomatoes, and now I'm just going to add some green sweet pepper. Normally I would use the red, green and yellow sweet pepper, but because I don't have the red and yellow sweet pepper at the moment, I use the tomato just for a color. And I'm going to add my saltfish. Okay, so first before I add my saltfish, I'm just going to mix in this. And then I'm going to add my saltfish. So I picked my saltfish, boneless saltfish that is, and you can get that at any local or any supermarket, corner shop. Okay, so I'm just going to mix in my saltfish. And then over here, I have my blended ingredients. So I have my saltfish, I'm just going to add my wet ingredients to my dry ingredients. And I'm just going to mix as I go, just to hinder it from being too lumpy. I'm just going to mix as I go. Okay, so I use 1 cup of water here to blend my ground seasoning. I use 1 cup of water, and I'm using 2 cups of flour. So I'm just going to add and mix as I go. You don't want it to be too lumpy nor runny. You just want it to become perfect, So I'm just going to add and mix as I go. So I'm going to add a little bit more, because this can take a little bit more. Move around the edges so you don't have any raw flour sticking anywhere or lumping anywhere. So I'm just going to mix, because what I'm going to serve this with, I'm going to serve it with just a simple sauce. I'm going to show you guys at the end of the video. Yes, so you mix until, as you can see, not lumpy, not too runny, just perfect. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to preheat my oil at 350 degrees, and yeah. Okay guys, so now I'm going to preheat my oil to start the frying process. Okay guys, so here I have my oil. As you can see, it's already preheated. So I'm just going to add my mixture. Let me just turn this up a little bit more. Just going to add my mixture to it. And I'm using a bigger spoon because, you know, I'm just going to add, as I said before, you can have this with anything you would like. Some baked bean and franks, some ackee and saltfish. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to allow this to fry until they're golden brown, and then I'm going to do a plating. But yes guys, you can enjoy this. As you can see, lovely, looks really good, the colors perfect. So I'm just going to allow it to fry until golden brown. Okay guys, so what I'm doing now, I'm just allowing it to fry 2 minutes on each side, just to allow it to get perfect browning. So as you can see, so 2 minutes on each side, and then I'm just going to turn them like this. You don't want them to be too brown, just want them to get a little golden color on each side. Yes guys, as you can see, they're coming on pretty good. They're looking lovely. Yes. So 2 minutes on each side before you remove them from the oil. So after I remove each of these, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a plate with a napkin. So layer the napkin on a plate and allow them to sit there so that the excess oil can be drained from them. So I'm just going to allow them to fry some more on each side. You can see, not too brown. And yeah, I'm just going to keep on adding my flour mixture until I finish with all of them. Okay, so as you can see guys, they're now ready. So as you can see, golden brown, perfect. And I'm going to add them to my napkin and allow them to drain. So you don't want them to become golden brown raw on the inside. You want them to become golden brown crispy on the outside while cooked on the inside. So again, this one is ready, and this one is ready also. Okay guys, so what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to add some more. Allow these two to cook a little bit more. Fry a little bit more. You want them to cook on the inside and not only on the outside. So okay, so I'm just going to add a little bit more. And I mean, you can have this for breakfast in the mornings. You can have it in the afternoon for lunch. I mean, it's just something simple that you guys can prepare for any amount of person. Easy going, very simple and nice. You don't want to add too much. I'm not going to add too much because I don't want it to become too big. So I don't know the Jamaican style. So the Jamaican people normally have this flat same way. So as you can see, I'm just going to allow them to. Okay guys, so now I'm just going to turn these like this. As you can see, 2 minutes on each side. And I know you guys may be asking why I didn't use any salt. The salt fish already had in salt, so I didn't bother to add any. So yes, so you don't want to add any salt to this because you don't want to salt it too much salt. You don't want that to happen. So the saltfish already had in salt, so I didn't add any salt to it. So I'll get the flavor from the saltfish, the salt flavor from the saltfish. Go a little bit more. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I'm having this for my breakfast. And you guys can have it also with some coffee tea, chocolate tea, whichever you guys may like. Yeah, I mean, Jamaican, you know, Jamaican people normally, when they talk about flash out, them call it flash out, the tin mackerel. This would taste really good with the tin mackerel. I mean, you guys can try it. You can see golden brown on each side, cook in the middle. So the tin mackerel would taste really good with this. You guys can try the tin mackerel, but I'm not going to have any with this now. Okay, so just going to add some more mixture. I have a little left. Just going to add everything. Okay. Before that, you don't want the oil to be too hot, because you don't want them to become too brown and then you're not cooking in the middle. Yeah, so I'm just going to allow this to fry some more. Hey guys, so here I have the finished touch. I have my Jamaican saltfish fritters. You can see, lovely looking, lovely, delicious. Okay, so here on the plate I have a simple sauce, just some ketchup mixed with mayonnaise and some paprika. So yeah, now I'm going to enjoy, I'm going to dive in, enjoy my lovely Jamaican saltfish fritters.